Alright, here we go. This is a ranked 2v2 on Thar between the red team in the upper left, Mad Matt in the Black Ops Helix. Oh, actually, that's the Void Helix. Glowy blackness kind of confuses me. Anyway, and his teammate, the Raptor Neo, it is Jails flying Azara, which is the same as, I believe, Gabe, and their opponents, the Carbon team in the bottom right, Happybun in the what the hell is that? Envision Neo, and soloing in the Envision Osprey, so matching skins. Cosmetics. Anyway, they are both going for mid, and it does look like the Carbon team is going with a little bit more units, much more aggressively. Does look like Mad Matt is on his own right now. Jail's moving back. Okay, just those creeps over there. And yeah, the Carbon team right now way up, hugging the outpost here, trying to get it knocked down as fast as they possibly can. Although, you know, in terms of that, it depends really, because you're kind of working together against the opponent, or with the opponent, to knock down the brutes here in the middle, which is not that big of a priority because your opponent will not knock it down anyway. I think for me the priority should be positioning, but it's like soloing really low on health, and Mad Matt with those missiles. Actually, Longhorn got the finish, but does Mad Matt even have missiles? Yeah, he does. Okay, but I don't think he was firing them. Either way, the Carbon team is kind of behind in this mid fight. Only 2 units left over here. Happybun has retreated back to the fort with soloing. Oh, actually, no, they were both dead. Weren't they both dead? Either way, the red team is way ahead in this fight, grabbing the outpost under their control. The Carbon team now forming a line right here, which is pretty normal for Thar. I would expect to see artillery going up pretty soon, as that's really the only way to fight against them, unless you have some busters, which soloing does. I don't know how the range will fare over here, though, but obviously tanks are within range of these tanks here, so it does look like the busters would be pretty effective, assuming he chooses to bring some out, which he doesn't have in queue quite yet. But the red team is kind of overwhelmingly winning in this area, 33-18, and the red team just needs to kind of hold their own right now. Happybun kind of almost getting followed back by that other Neo in Jails, and does look like the red team is going to eat. Oh, Jails. Oh, what the hell was that? Randomly bringing in a couple Dillos over there, dropping one, but will be able to save it as he is pretty speedy getting back there. Oh no, he does drop one. Happybun does drop in stasis, but Jails is going to be able to save it pretty easily here. Soloing, retreating back at Gemini to get it healed up. The Carbon team still pretty far behind. Oh, the red team already pushing out. Going to push out to the Carbon team's close, which is pretty much untouched. Very, very close to untouched. And will they be able to, oh, and it looks like Jails is auto-building SAMs to go to that left outpost. Happybun does realize that they are starting to push, and does need to take some action. There's a lot of red units coming down over here. One already pointing in already. Oh no, Soulwing backs it out. I don't know what with that back out, but the red team has quite a lot of units in this area. Jail's here to knock some stuff down. Where is Mad Matt? Mad Matt, oh, he's just grabbing some creeps. So the red team will probably be able to get this under the control, assuming Mad Matt can successfully get all those creeps in. Carbon creeps do go down, but Soloing, very low on health, gets finished off by that Helix. So the red team has not been able to grab this quite yet, but the SAMs are coming down, and there you go. Well, no, okay, there you go. And the red team grabbing this outpost, 54-28. The red team really, really far ahead right now. This mid fight not really doing anything at this point. No artillery is in range of any units, so all the action is right here in this area, except for right now. Okay, the Carbon team really needs to fight this really well, I guess. I don't know why he pulled these artillery back, but the red team has a very, 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 you know, good guard on this outpost, and now the SAMs are going for this right outpost. And we'll get a little bit of work done because SAMs are very, very strong. We'll probably knock down a couple infantry, maybe 2 or something like that. Or 0. 0 is also a possibility. It depends on how they approach for each, I guess, and how bunched up they were. But the Carbon team is not really going to have too much success fighting over here. The Helix is going to be able to maintain their units, actually pulling back to the other side of the post. But so this sort of gives the Carbon team a small window to move up. Will Solowing choose to do that? No. Okay, there was a one hat here. Okay, he's moving up this way, going to the low ground first, and probably going to stack some units right here. And there you go. They do go down. But this is pretty much an impenetrable line. It does look like the Carbon team has dropped a guard here at their fort just in case they have to deal with an approaching artillery line or a push. Although a push will come through here and not down here, this is really very unused, and even if it did, that bottleneck is just deadly. Soloing really low on health, trying to, you know, land and regen some health. Oh, Mad Matt getting the double kill, finishing off both mechs on the Carbon team with his missiles. Very, very powerful ability. And, you know, and that's why a lot of people hate playing against Helix, because you really can't land. Once you land, you have to just GTFO, unless pretty much you're a paladin being covered by your own units. And the the red team already extending to the corner, but they do have to worry about this, you know, this Carbon tank and artillery line moving up to their outposts here at the mid. They used to have it under control, but now the Carbon team is definitely in position to contest it, where both the red players are here at the bottom left corner. They really have to start worrying about this middle outpost. And Jails flying by, just getting creeps. Man, they are really focusing on that bottom left corner, which really they need to pay more attention to the units that they already have on the field and the outposts that they could have under their control, rather than finally getting this under their control. But they are probably going to lose all their units over here. This line of Mad Mats and Jails units is not going to be easily able to be touched by the Carbon team. The Carbon team's not actually even approaching it. They're just putting down a defensive line at that fort, where the Carbon team is going to be able to get control of this middle outpost sometime soon. So Mad Mat actually pulling their units back, and yeah, pulling them back to right here. So the situation at mid has kind of been reversed, and the Carbon team's going to be able to get control and hold the outpost, whereas the red team is going to have to start fighting from this area roughly. Random couple SAMs there. I'm not really sure what dropped there. The red team scouting this line. Not really too much you can do about that line. Just got to keep this in defense over here just in case the red team decides to approach. But now the red team pulling their units back to right over here and actually creating a big stack of units right here with a grinder in front. The Carbon team is trying to make sure they definitely don't lose this outpost. May need a little bit more surround just in case the red team tries to do anything sneaky there at the bottom side of that outpost. And even more defenses going down here by Happybun, who is bringing a Gemini to the top, which actually Mad Mat has started to go for, and now dropping that stasis. So the effectiveness of those red units are going to be very low. Mad Mat really low in health and will go down to Happybun right now. And yeah, this fight actually will go to the Carbon team. Solo Wing coming here to support. Longhorn getting dropped there, and the Carbon team is going to be able to get this corner outpost under the control. Whereas in the meantime, the red team has plenty of units sitting over here at their fort, and they could easily push them, a lot of them in here. And the Carbon team's units are sort of not really in great position, so if they do not catch that approaching unit clump, assuming they will send them out, they will probably lose a lot of those units, if not lose the entire clump and the outposts as well. The Carbon team grabbing this outpost under the control. Mad Mat really low on health. Not a very wise move right now, and he really needs to... Nah, he's dead. He's dead. There's no way he's going to be able to survive this. And Jails is here to support as well, but yeah, dropping a Gemini. Might be able to kill something. Did kill one tank, but yeah, okay, going to try to retreat the Gemini. Will he be able to get out of there with a Happybun? No, not going to be able to get that chase. But the Carbon team has this well surrounded enough that it's going to be theirs, I think. But right now, Jails, okay, swapping out Moneymakers for Generators. They just want to make this I was going to say they want to make this clump as big as they possibly can, but now Mad Mat has already decided to send out. Need to send everything, I would say. An all-in at this point. There's no danger here at the fort, so an all-in is completely safe, I would say, as long as the push is supported well enough. Will Solo Wing be able to scout this? No, does not see it quite yet. And Happybun looking at this. It's still the same situation, man. Can't really do anything about that right now, but look at all the units coming for the middle outpost right now. That is a huge line of tanks and a couple of grinders mixed in as well. And is the Carbon team still there? They still have not seen it. The red team is keeping them busy. Mad Mat now here dropping to support his units. Happybun does see it. Going to try to micro around as much as possibly can, making a defensive line, but this is way too many red units for them to defend against. And in the meantime, Jails is actually pushing the fort. Oh my god, he's actually pushing the fort. Oh, did he do a command switch just now? Did he switch to T? That is craziness if he did. The Carbon team is losing all their units over here. They do have a goalie down, but it's not going to really fare that well. That's way too many units. A bunch of creeps flying in as well. And yes, this is on T. It's going to this outpost right here. Oh man, this outpost is pretty much undefended, and this red line of units has just steamrolled all the way through. Oh man. Oh, actually, a couple of these units went to mid, and these units are going to this outpost right here. Soloing and Happybun now realizing their other outpost is in danger. These units need to switch to T. That would be awesome. Did they just switch it to T? Did they just switch it to T? No, that's actually, they're going down this way. That means they're on Y. The Carbon team desperately now defending. Oh, these are on Y as well. Oh man, they split. They are not going for this outpost. They're just trying to keep their attention on this outpost right now, while all of the red team's units, for the most part, almost all their units on the field, are going for this Carbon fort, which has a lot of defense. I don't think this is the right move for the red team. They probably should have just continued to go for this outpost right here, and they would have easily been able to take a look with all of these units. That would have been ridiculous. But right now, the red team is outnumbered 2-1 here at this fort attack. The Carbon team is definitely enough units here to hold this off, and this bottleneck is just going to be devastating. Mad Mat not microing their units around. He really needs to put as many units, or at least drop those Dillos on the corner as much as possibly can, but there's too many rollers here at this bottleneck for the red team to really handle here. Mad Mat trying to do some micro, but does get taken out. Jails is finally back on the field to support, but he needs to retreat. There is not much you can do against this many Carbon units, and the Carbon team will easily be able to hold here. Do they have a lunchbox? Yes, they do. So this huge amount of damage will be kind of softened by if Happybun, okay, Happybun is building a lunchbox right now, and this outpost has actually neutralized, but it doesn't really matter. These creeps will walk in. There's not enough carbon units over there to really keep it away from the there's not enough red units to keep it away from the carbon team right now. However, the carbon team is, okay, actually the carbon team is ahead in terms of upkeep, but they are all still behind in map control. However, they are probably going to be able to neutralize this outpost if they keep the pressure on. Jails and Mad Matt are actually here to defend right now, but Happybun and Solowing are going to continue the pressure. It does get down to neutral, but will they be able to win this fight? They have plenty of units to push out, which they can actually safely do just because they have a lunchbox, and there is not enough red presence on the field to really threaten that at the moment. The red team really just needs to concentrate on building back their forces up and holding as many outposts as they possibly can, which they actually have been able to do right here. That's plenty of units to keep that secure, unless, oh god, unless the carbon team pushes out all their units that they had right here at the fort. And is that on T? If it's on T, yes, it is, and they are going for this outpost, and that's going to completely massacre it. That was way too many units. However, we do have Mad Matt with a triple Gemini drop here at the bottom right corner of the, actually, that's the right corner of the fort because it's tilted, so right. Know your directions, guys. But Happybun trying to defend as best he possibly can, drops a roller to block all that stuff, so that's pretty much going to be the end of that attack. But they have been able to penetrate the lunchbox shield. In the meantime, all the carbon units pushing here have been able to take this outpost under their control and clear the majority of the red units, and it's not going to be looking good for the red team. Mad Matt just going to try to micro some units to do a little bit more fort damage, but very heavily under fire, getting focused down by Happybun. And Jail's dropping 2 Dillos, but going to be easily body blocked and blocked by Solowing. Jail's trying to take Lunchbox out. Oh, but Solowing catches it with a heal in time. And actually, Mad Matt did get finished off over here by Happybun. So the Carbon team taking this outpost back under the control. Random Gemini sitting over there, not really going to do anything for the Carbon team or for the Red team. Jail's trying to kill some units here at the mid. Now the mid fight is going to start right back up again. And that's plenty of red units, so this will probably go to the Carbon, or sorry, to the red team. The Carbon team does not have that many units over here, but the fight has pretty much evened out. The Carbon team has, it's 53-38 in favor of the Carbon team. The Carbon team has a good amount of outposts. They have this corner. They have both of their closes under their control. This one is back under the control once again. Oh, now they are pushing out, but Jails does scout it. He does see that those units are moving out, and right now Mad Matt is still trying to get the finisher, still trying to get through that Lunchbox shield. He will be able to get through the Lunchbox shield, but not very much further than that. Mad Matt, oh, heavily under fire, and Happybun will probably do, oh no, not, I figured the Neo would chase him down, but not really. However, Jails and Mad Matt need to deal with this unit line over here. Jails with that stasis on the back set of the incoming tank, so that is definitely the right way to go, trying to split up the units as much as possible. The Carbon team does realize they are not going to win this approach, so they are sort of stopping the units and pulling back right now. Solowing now moving back. Oh, but a lot of those Carbon units are still moving, and they will get taken down. The Buster going to go down. And it's right now it's 41-62. The Carbon team is still ahead in the upkeep, but in terms of map control and income especially, let's see, this outpost is not as guarded as I would probably want to be if I were the red team. Now the red team actually moving out. Probably not a good idea because the Carbon team is easily going to be able to make up a defense right here. Oh, but Mad Matt actually contesting Happybun. Mad Matt dropping Will, and Mad Matt be able to get the finish here. Happybun body blocking as much as possible can. Mad Matt does go down, and right now the Carbon unit, the red units that were pushed over here are pretty much dead, so that was not a good push by the red team, I would say. Jail's now trying to neutralize this outpost, but with no team support, no infantry in the area, he's not going to be able to grab this outpost, so that's going to be just pretty much a temporary thing. Solowing coming with some creeps, so right now the Carbon team is actually way ahead in terms of the upkeep. They can push all their units out, or at least a lot of them. They need to keep a lot of these over here for fort defense for sure, but the red team doesn't really have that much to work with anymore. Although they have a lot of outposts under their control, they have very, very few units to move with, so they really just need to get in some sort of defensive position, or like, you know, get defending that middle outpost and start making sure you have all your outposts secure enough so the red team, or sorry, the Carbon team can't really do any drop attacks and stuff like that. Mad Matt actually doing that against the Carbon team, neutralizing this outpost, and 4 Gemini over here, so that's plenty. Oh, but Solowing and Happybun are both here. That Stasis and the goalie with the heal go down, so it doesn't look like Mad Matt's going to really be able to get much happening over here. And so, yeah, just dropping a couple of creeps, assuming that he could take it under his control, but didn't realize that the Carbon team has already acted and taken this outpost back under the control, dropping more units in defense. So this is pretty much going to be the end of the story in terms of the red team attacking here. There are way more Carbon units and Carbon presence over here in this area, and the red team's not going to be able to get the job done. Jail's really low on health. Will Happybun be able to get this finish? He does land, and Happybun does not continue that chase. However, okay, will the Carbon team decide to move out? A lot of their upkeep, a lot of that 77, that 30 unit, you know, advantage, 30 upkeep advantage, excuse me, is sitting at their fort. So in terms of like usable units on the field. The Carbon team can't really move any of these out because they do need it for protection. Oh, and Mad Matt actually with 4 Gemini sets them on the ledge, but that ledge is not high enough. Happybun and Soloing react immediately, body blocking and blocking as much as they possibly can, so all of Gemini are going to go down. Mad Matt going to try to neutralize this outpost, but even if he does, again, no real productive things are going to happen right there. The Carbon team might need to put a little bit more defenses here, but the Red team, once again, does not have enough resources in terms of units on the field. In terms of army units, they do not have enough resources really to mount a substantial attack on any of these outposts, even the really, you know, lesser defended ones, because the Carbon team can react very quickly. And once again, just like this, neutralizing this outpost, but Soloing and Happybun are on it every single time. But now a huge line of tanks is coming for the Carbon fort. Let's see. Okay, the Carbon team definitely notices this. And, okay, right now, the Red team needs to support with Micro. Mad Matt going way ahead. I do not agree with this. They needed to just hold their clump together until they all hit so they could just simultaneously attack as much as possible. But Mad Matt kind of throwing units away there. However, lots of red tanks on the side here. Happybun here to body block. Okay, so that will be safe for the Carbon team. But Mad Matt now dropping everywhere. Will this get past the lunchbox shield? Jails is also here to drop in Micro. A completely empty corner over here. Will this be the end of the game for the Carbon team? That is going to be it. The Red team taking this win over the Carbon team. Wow. Mad Matt and Jails not stopping the pressure. It did look like the Carbon team was going to start to make a comeback, and I thought they were going to, but once again, they needed to keep a lot of those. Oh man, stop firing. That's so loud. But yeah, they needed to keep a lot of their units at their fort to maintain that defensive perimeter, just because they were so vulnerable against drops. Now, and I thought they were going to be able to keep it up. However, the Red team, with a really risky move, I would say, but it definitely paid off. I don't know how risky it really was, just because that was a lot of units, and the Carbon team didn't really have that solid wall that you're really used to seeing in those situations. So yeah, the Carbon team probably needed to wall up a little bit harder and drop down more generators and all that stuff. They were okay in terms of the map control. They didn't have mid, yes, but they still had one of the corners, and they probably, I mean, with that Osprey on their team, they might have been able to creep up on that middle outpost once again. After the Red team took it back, but the Red team realized that they had that window. They took it, doing executing really good push support, microing around and getting that finish on the Carbon team. So great job, Mad Matt and Jails taking this ranked 2v2 on Thar over Happybun and Soloing. Pretty great game, man. That middle outpost went back and forth. That bottom left outpost went back. Well, technically it's like the 6 o'clock, the bottom outpost, but yeah, that went back and forth. The corners were, or at least that upper right corner was in contest, under contest several times. And this is the kind of game that I'd like to see, guys. So if you play any of these kinds of games that I like to see, send them in. Other casters get them as well. And, you know, if you're interested in casting AirMech, we definitely could use some more help and support in growing this community and, you know, getting more games up online for everyone to see and for everyone to learn more too, because streams and videos and all that stuff, people tend to learn a lot from them. So guys, if you're willing and able to contribute, we're definitely willing and able to accept those contributions. So make sure to contact me if those, if that kind of venture is what you are looking for. Alright guys, this is RUI, and that is game. See you next time.